Hello, my crafty friends. This is Linda Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator with Crafty Heron Designs. And I'm going to show you how to make this really super quick and easy card that packs a big wow. Look at that. The designer series paper on this card is gorgeous. And that's all you need is a really pretty designer series paper with two sides that coordinate. And of course, as you know, Stampin' Up! Is all about the coordination. So this is the paper. I'm using the Lovely Arrangements stamp set, which is actually not a part of the same suite, but I felt that, well, it just worked. So, you know, you don't have to use the papers that come with the stamp sets in order to make something really appealing. Think outside of the box. So let me show you this gorgeous paper. This is the paper. It is called the Lovely and Beautiful Designer Series paper. It is a specialty paper, and on the one side, as you can see, beautiful colors, lots of coordination. They go really well together. But when I turn it over, look at this. All gold accents. As you can see, I've used a lot of this paper already, and it is gorgeous. I hope the reflection isn't too disturbing in your video, but you can see all that gold. This is all I have left of this one because I've used up so much of it, made so many beautiful cards. This is the piece we're going to use today. It's got fresh freesia and clips of coral and petal pink and old olive, just beautiful colors. And then look at this one. Just gold and white. You could color in the images, or you can just do it entirely gold and white card, which is, I did do one of those. This one a little softer. The images, right, they're not as bold because they're not outlined. Gorgeous. And look at this kind of tile. This really just kind of emphasizes the fresh freesia and the green, also very pretty. And then another beautiful, gorgeous bold, bright pattern with gold. So anyway, this is a great little way to, as I said, kind of emphasize and highlight this designer series paper. So if you've ordered the take-home kit, you will receive in your envelope, you will receive the card base, which is just this quarter sheet of cardstock, and it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now, I've already die cut these pieces, and if you've received your kit, you will have received these die cut as well. But if you are following along and you want to know what I use, this is the branching out dies. Love, love, love these sets. The stamp set retired. It was in the fall mini catalog. But the dies continue, thank goodness, because they are really outstanding. And they're two different sizes of the dies, and it's the 3rd and the 4th smallest, okay? Or the 3rd and the 4th largest, because they're the same. So those two, and look at, there's some fun other things, other images in that as well. And then, as I told you, I used the stamp set is the Lovely Arrangements, and I used the Hello Friend sentiment and the flowers and the leaves, and we're going to do some masking, something different. I'm going to show you a new technique. And then the inside sentiment is from Coneflower Celebrations. I thought because of the way it extends, I thought that was really cute. I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. So that is this stamp set, and this is one of the carryovers from the summer. Love this stamp set as well. And I'm keeping it in the old packaging. If you ordered it now, it would come in our new packaging. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to set this aside because the first thing you'll need to do is score your designer series paper. Now, if you ordered the kit, your scoring is already done for you. So no need to worry about that. But in case you didn't, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. Now, I use the scoreboard. You can use your trimmer. Either one is fine. And it really doesn't matter which side you score it on. But if your paper is directional, you want to make sure that it's the right side up. This one's not particularly directional. This, it's kind of all over. But if you have a preference, if you look at it, and you're like, maybe I like it better this way. See how this sprig comes up that way? It looks right side up, but now this one's upside down. So I'm going to choose to do it this way because I want the center to have these flowers in it. So the first score line is 1 1/4. So I go over to the 1 inch and the 1/4 inch and go ahead and score that. Then my next score line is 4 1/2. Just making sure it's tucked all the way up there. 4 1/2. And then the last one is 8. Now I don't remember if I told you, this paper is 12 inches long and it's 5 1/4 inches wide. 5 1/4. So you can get 2 cards out of 1 piece of designer series paper. So now I'm going to go ahead and fold these. This paper, because it's so thick, because it's got the gold in it, that sometimes it's a little hard to see that score line. So when you go to burnish it, oh gosh, my page keeps moving. Just make sure that it's square. Just kind of making sure, even though I know I just scored it. It looks good, but still, I'm just making sure. All right, and actually this one, I went the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna go that way. There you go. I scored it all backwards, but again, it doesn't matter. The paper's nice and thick, so it goes both ways. And it'll actually lie better if you do score it in both directions and give it a good burnish. So I can go ahead and just attach this to my card base right now. Now I used Old Olive as my card base, but you certainly could have picked up one of the other colors in this stamp set. And that would be beautiful as well. So get creative, make it your own. Here we go, just doing some paper, and I like to have it all folded when I line it up so that I get equidistant all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 sides. Okay, so that's my card base. And now I'll do some stamping and we'll be done. But I am gonna show you, we're gonna do some masking. So let me bring in my original here. See this flower and these leaves? I need to mask off the flower so that the leaves look like they're behind the flower. Because if I just stamp it, see how you would see the leaves? You would see the stem through it. So what I'm gonna do is create a mask. So the way I did that is I brought in some of our masking paper. This is the masking paper. It's got sticky on one side, and this is the side I'm gonna stamp on. It just comes in these sheets, and I can use any color I want to go ahead and stamp this, but I'm gonna use the same color that I'm gonna use on my card, just because it's here. So this is fresh freesia. A little brain freeze at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just put that close, just to save some paper. Put that aside, and put that aside. And now I'm gonna bring in the die. So this is the die from that set. And it is, I don't know, a little tricky maybe to line it up. But I kind of use these 3 ridges here, coordinate with those 3 ridges there. So, oh, no, I'm wrong. These 3 ridges coordinate. You just keep turning it until you find it. It's not too difficult. And I do have a little piece of tape on there so that it holds in place when I bring in my die cutting machine. Now I could certainly do this on my small machine, but because I've got the paper's a little too wide, so I'm gonna use my regular cut and emboss machine. And just basically bring this up there. Use your regular sandwich and run it through. It doesn't like to go through on my paper because my paper moves. Sorry about that. I've got this paper protecting my table, and it, as you can see, it wiggles around a lot. All right, put that away. And now I have this piece of sticky paper that's been stamped. And I purposely did it kind of on where that split was because it just makes it easier to peel off. But it's not that difficult regardless. Now this is very sticky the first time you use it. You can use it multiple times. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take off some of that tackiness because I don't want it to tear my paper. So I just did it right on my sleeve there. So now I'm going to bring in the smaller of the two die cut pieces. And I'm gonna bring in a little piece of scrap paper so that if it goes over, it doesn't get all over my tabletop here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is stamp the flower. And again, same way I stamped it on the masking paper. And I'm just gonna do it kind of in the corner here. Okay. And now I'm gonna bring in my leaf stamp set and Old Olive. And I'm going to put my mask, I'm gonna line it up. I just happen to get lucky. It lines up perfectly. You can see I'm just covering up this leaf, and I do want it to line up as closely as possible. Okay, and now I bring in my leaf stamp, and I line that up, and I'm gonna stamp, need a little more ink. I'm gonna stamp right over that masking paper. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to stamp it this way. Okay. Now you will see that when I remove this masking paper flower, here we go. Now it just looks like the leaves are behind the flower. Now when we did this in class, a few of my ladies were a little bit disappointed that there's this little bit of a gap between the flower and the leaf. It doesn't bother me. I don't even think, I'll bet when they looked at my card they didn't notice. But that's because you can see when it's die cut, there's that little bit of a gap. So you have two options to deal with that. You can cut this closer. You really could just go where you know. You can just cut it a little bit closer where you know the green leaf is going to be. Or the other option is to bring in your blender pen. So I have you can get a blender pen in a set of 3. And I am going to show you how to fill that in. So I'm going to take just a block and I'm going to fill in the leaves. I want the flower to stay the way it is. I don't want to create a thicker flower. And I'm going to bring this blender pen in. And first I want to make sure that it doesn't have any color on it because you can see it's stained, but there's no color coming off of it. So I'm going to pick up the ink from there. And I'm going to test it first. Okay. And I can just come in and color in that leaf a little bit. You do have to kind of be careful because there are like veins in that leaf, right? So you don't want to create another problem by trying to fix one. See that? Can't even tell that that was like that. Now this one is going to be easy because we're going to just create like a little stem. And then this one, you can do it right there. Now, if you have the Stampin' Right markers, those would work as well. Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry those markers anymore, but you know, if you've got a set, which I do, but I wanted to show you an option that didn't require you to have those markers if you didn't, just in case you didn't have them, right? Here we go on this side. I'll just do the stem. I'm going to do the stem here. This side's a little bit easier. And then this one. Is my head in the camera? I hope not. I'm trying to stay out of the way. Just like that. And just so that you know, if you've ever got an image that maybe you didn't get a great image, this is a great way to fill in that image as well. You know, if you've got a sentiment that you lost a little bit of color, that's a great way to do it. And then to clean it, you just take that blender pen and run it on your paper until it runs clean. You just wipe it on your paper. I'll finish that up later. You don't have to sit there. Watch me do that. Okay, so that is there. And then the hello friend is the sentiment on this label. I think I need, I just filled that, but I think I need a little bit more. So I'm going to use my grid paper to line this up so that I can see and try and get it really straight. There we go. And now for the inside, I'm going to use another flower. This one I do not need to, you see how I just did it in the little corner, so I'm not going to worry about the leaves. If you want to, you certainly could do that. But I'm going to just tuck that in the corner there. And then the sentiment, which again, I think it's really cute because of the whole extend the celebration. And I don't know about you, but I make the cards, but sometimes I just don't get them sent in time. I have good intentions, but you know, it doesn't always work. So having a few belated birthday cards comes in handy. So the next, I do one more little thing to kind of, I don't know, make it a little special. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Blends, and this is the Petal Pink, and this is the Dark Petal Pink, and I'm just going along these accent lines that Stampin' Up's created for us in the stamp. I love that they do this because it makes it so easy. Like, I don't have to be a fine artist to create something that looks really special and that is really appreciated by someone, the people I love. So I did that one there. I just went right over the center there. And then I'm going to take the lighter color and I'm going to color in. Doesn't look much lighter, but it will lighten over time. This is the petal that's kind of flipped up on the side. So that's kind of flipped up. So I'm kind of looking at the back side of the petal. So I did that on that one. And then on this one, same thing. I'm going to start with the dark. Oh no, I don't want that end. I want the fine tip, not the brush tip. And I'm just going along those fresh freesia lines. And, you know, I just chose these colors because that's the color in the paper. You could certainly use whatever paper you're using. You could adapt your colors to coordinate. And then I am gonna just a little bit of color in the center. And this is really pretty because you still see the fresh freesia behind it, but it gives it a little, some depth. All right, now we're gonna assemble it, and I'll show you a couple of options for your envelope. So here's my card. So this one's gonna go on the inside, and it's basically just gonna be centered. So I'm gonna put that first. Extend that, and I'm just looking to center that within the card base. And I'm going to show you some other cards that I made with some other paper. There's just so much you can do with this. I'll give you some cute ideas as soon as I get this one done. So you don't have to fold back this layer, but I like it. It kind of gives it a little more finished look, and it makes sure it stays there because I don't want it to be pulled open. I really do want it to go like that. And I'm going to put that up on dimensionals. So, and then I've got some gems, of course. Got to have a little bling. You could certainly add twine if you wanted to have a little bow. I felt that, you know, with all the gold sparkle in the paper and the gems, I didn't feel like I needed a bow, but you could certainly add one. And just gonna put that right there. All right, now these sparkle gems are just, look at that, how sparkly are they? Pearlized faceted circles is what they're called. And they've got kind of a darker coral color, and they've also got a lighter color. You can see I'm already on my second package of these because I've really used them a lot. I like them. I like the way they sparkle. So because this one has a fair amount of the dark coral in it, I'm going to go ahead and use that. So the first one I'm going to put is right there. And then I think I'm going to put another one over here. And maybe here. Should I quit this? Yeah, I think I'll stick with all that same color. Maybe put one here. So you can see how I'm kind of creating a zigzag here. Oh, I want that up a little higher. Kind of trying to create like a little zigzag to carry your eye through the paper. And one more small one, and I'm going to put that one out here. Okay. There we go. Hello, friend. Sorry I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. Thanks for joining me today. If you would like to be notified when I have other videos available, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Oh, and I wanted to show you the envelopes. No naked envelopes. I've got two options here for you. When you comment and like, if you like what you see, it helps others to find me, so I appreciate if you can do that for me. And here you can see you can put the one flower on the back, or you can put the same thing we did on the front, you can do on the front of the envelope. So whichever way you prefer, I think they both look beautiful and will create some smiles on the postal workers as well as whoever receives your envelope. Have a great day. I hope you find some time to do some crafting soon. Bye for now.